Joining us now is NBC correspondent Carol Lee, whose byline is on that new piece of reporting. Also with us, Zolan Kano-Youngs, Homeland Security correspondent for the New York Times. Zolan, we talked about your reporting yesterday about the task ahead for whomever Joe Biden picks to run the Department of Homeland Security. And I guess we started a policy place and work back to potential criminal investigations. And it seems, Zolan, the spirit of your reporting is that whomever takes over that agency is going to quickly reverse some of the most egregious policies in the eyes, not just of Biden supporters, but many, many Americans, such as child separations and the Muslim ban. But where does that line get drawn? I know there's still a DOJ Inspector General report into the child separation policies. And if there's a criminal referral, is there a sense that those things will continue to churn through the process?
So this is one of those points where the incoming administration is actually going to face some pressure from certain factions of the Democratic Party and their base when it comes to these changes that you're talking about, Nicole. So, the incoming administration, when it comes to something like the Remain in Mexico policy that is forcing thousands of asylum seekers to wait in Mexico for their asylum hearing, travel bans against Muslim or African countries, those are things that can quickly be stopped. But actually, when it comes to the overlapping asylum restrictions that the White House and Stephen Miller have really pushed, that's not going to be easy. When it comes to the public charge regulation, they're going to need to either do that through a settlement in court or by introducing a new regulation. That can't just be done with executive action. When it comes to child separation, now that is a point that many advocates have pointed to. They have said that the entire system at the border, in addition to the direct policy implemented by the Trump administration, but that the entire system at the border of having CBP assess these families and then referring them over to ICE, or if it's an unaccompanied child, HHS, that entire system allowed for family separations to happen. So they're calling for a complete upheaval for that. That is not something we have heard as much from the president-elect on when it comes to child separation. What we have heard thus far is that he would basically introduce a council that would review the Trump administration's zero tolerance policy there. But it's worth remembering that when it comes to actually finding the parents of those children, that's being done by court-appointed volunteers, that's through a court process. So he's going to face pressure on many of those sweeping immigration policies. He will be able to roll back some, but it's not going to be easy for the incoming administration for each of those regulations.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.